Yo, okay, Squee League. Trying to squeeze one more in before the nerds in North America play their Eternal weekend. So we've got the Squee deck that I registered at Eternal Weekend Prague, I think. I went 4-3, which was fine. I lost 2 mirrors, which was a shame, and lost to shops. The mirror is always a bit of a crapshoot, but you know, this shit happens. Event was good. Yeah, I'm still not on leyline. Maybe we should be going into these paper events, but never mind. There's been some conversation about whether we need snapback or not, and whilst snapback is only good once something bad's already happened, it is still, in my opinion, something I don't want to leave home without. I still can't bring myself to do that just yet, just because I don't like the idea that, you mulligan low and then just lose because you mulliganed low. Whereas like sometimes, you can build yourself back into it, take a hit from a Sarah's Emissary, take a hit from Worm Coil, bounce it, catch it on the way back down, and we're in action sort of thing. Yeah, the thing that I'm trying today though is these 2 copies of Echoing Deeps. This is instead of the 2 petrified fields that I'd been playing. So you can have this enter tapped, which is a problem, as a copy of any land card in a graveyard, except it is a cave, in addition to its other types, which does fuck all, but it is another Bazaar of Baghdad, like our petrified fields. The problem with this one is that it is exposed to wasteland. So that's an issue. But, it means that we can just play it and it's going to be a Bazaar. It means that we can't, get surgical or something in response to sacrificing our thing. Other than that, 2 Caracas because of Oath, 2 Ghost Quarter as rounding out our Bazaar hate. Everything else looks pretty standard to me. We've also got an opponent down here, so let's go find out who it is. Fanta Man. Cool. This is a nice 7-carder. We're on the draw. Got some Bazaar Baghdad's. What does Phantom Man play? I can't remember. Never mind. We'll keep this on the draw anyway. Yeah, can't remember what they play mostly. No Lurus revealed, which is typically decent sign for us. Yeah, and let's say they just go ham on turn 1. Our first Force of Will is going to be pitched to, or our first Force effect is going to be pitching another Force effect, and the second one would pitch the Master of Death. Okay, cool. So skimp on the removal, on the Bazaar hate, and then get paired against Bazaar. It's classic. And our hand is not great against Bazaar of Baghdad at the moment. I will fight this because we've got nothing to do about it at the moment. They've got no cards in hand, so Wasteland, best card in the world right now. Never lucky. Let's play a Bazaar. We'll activate it because we want to play to the board. This guy can go. This guy can go. Huh. I guess the Noxious can go then. Right, I've got a second Bazaar of Baghdad already. And that'll keep a Force of Will behind. Makes sense to me. And it's their turn. So, a Squee Mirror to start the day. They've got 1 card in hand. They're going to go up to 2 and then to 3 after their draw step. Looks like they're thinking Noxious on Hollow 1. Don't think I care. Because if I want to, I can get the Hollow 1 back later, right? But then they might trigger the Vengine, so maybe we do care. So maybe we'll just counter this. They've got no cards in hand. They're going up to 1 Squee. We've got the second Bazaar, which should do the Lord's work. in a moment. And they found a wasteland. So they're on 0 cards. They've wastelanded us. We get our Squee back. But we do have the second bazaar, which is exciting. Oh, and we've got the wasteland. So we can just bury them. So we've got the bazaar rolled up. They do not. They're on 0 cards and a Squee. And no board presence. This matchup's really swingy though. No land, perfect. Play our bazaar. Give it an activation. Squee. I think we just commit as many bodies to the board as possible. We don't have a SqueeVine. We just need our opponent to be dead. So we've not got long to find something good here. And yeah, good is almost exclusively Bazaar of Baghdad. Okay, so Noxious is good. So we'll get our cards back. And then Noxious for us is going to be lethal as well. So Force of Negation. So not great, but we put them to 1. Now they need it all. So Bazaar comes in. 2 lizards, that's the SqueeVine. It's the SqueeVine into play. 1 card left over as well. So this whole game can turn on its head if I can't do anything on my turn. Anything productive. My Bazaar's definitely alive, yeah, see? Look at that. That is a twist and a turn. So SqueeVine gets in, we go to 12, we get 2 Squees back. Fury locks it up if we can draw one of those. I've got 2 in the main deck. Force of Vigor might lock it up anyway. What do we want? Right, so we can just chill. Hit them with the Wasteland, they've got no cards in hand. Say okay here. They get to not pick up a Master of Death. And they can draw a card. See what they come in with. Just the SqueeVine. We'll take our medicine. On your end step, I'm going to blow up your hollow one. And now we pick up all our stuff. Got 1 card in hand, and we've got everything. So we have drawn more Bazaars, and we've drawn a Fury, so that makes life really easy. Share the damage and attack for lethal. Cool. Yeah, classic case of I drew more Bazaars than they did, and that was pretty darn skillful. Bazaar Mirror. Petrified Field is good. Oh, not Petrified Field. Frickin' heck. Surgical Extraction. Ghost Quarter. And the Echoing Deeps instead of the Petrified Fields. What's coming in? Oh, 2 other Furies. So, Chalice is dead. Negation is dead. It doesn't do anything. Mindbreak Trap doesn't really do much. Force of Will also doesn't really do much. We'll have our 2 snapbacks just as a nice little tempo play. Do we want 2 snapbacks actually? I think 2 forces is way better. There we go, I think this is what we usually do. So this is a test of this card over Petrified Field. Yeah, let's go and do some battle. Very low force count, but it's one way you can just get ahead on board and then set it up later using your blue squeeze. So Bazaar, 2 Bazaars, a Surgical. I'm saying 2 Bazaars, but you know, we'll see how it plays out. I would like to keep. Alright, and you keep Misstep in this matchup because it is just like your most powerful permission spell in the match. So Phantoman appears to have kept a do nothing hand, which is quite exciting for us. We draw a Force of Vigor. How do we want to play it? Right, they've got to have a Vigor, right? There's no chance they don't. We've got to play a card. We're going to play the Bazaar. We're not going to activate it. Oh god, it's busted. So, Lizard. Fuck me. Can I really discard Surgical? In any world, can I discard Surgical Extraction? I don't think so. Maybe I've got to do 2 more discards? Good grief. Holy shit. So oh god. Surgical. No. Lizard. Squee. Right, so I've got to keep the new card, Echoing Deeps, because that's my second Bazaar when they wasteland me. Right, because we're pitching the Noxious, so Noxious isn't there. Hollow one I want to keep because I would like to apply some pressure. I guess I could just discard Force of Will and hope they don't have Force. I think that works actually. Does that work? And then I have Surgical, Noxious. I could do. I think I've got to. Is that, or is Hollow one or Force of Will, right? There's not. There's not other options. Is that true? Hollow one or Force of Will. Or Surgical. Maybe it's Surgical because they've just like not played anything. Fuck. Or is it Hollow one? Right, so if I discard the Surgical, then I've got no interaction with their graveyard later. Possibly an issue, but if they're just on this ley line, then Surgical's dead anyway. It doesn't do anything until they start taking relevant game actions. So Surgical's an option. I could discard Hollow one, but I'm not pressuring them if I discard Hollow one. And if I discard Force of Will, I'm dead to them having a Force of Will on my Vigor. So, I think because Hollow one and Force of Will are actively good now, and if they've kept a weak hand, I just win. I think I keep the I think I discard the Surgical Extraction as my final card, right? Pressure, protection for my Vigor, over long-term interaction with your graveyard. Yeah, I think I'm going to discard the Surgical. What a weird spot. Because I'm already discarding a blue card, right? So Surgical will go. Lizard will come into play. We are down a Squee, but we have got a Vigor with Force backup and a Echoing Deeps to potentially be a Bazaar of Baghdad later. So on your upkeep, do I want to take a game action? No, I don't think I do. I think I want to respond to their wasteland. There we go, so they wasteland me. Crunch, I vigor you. Yeah. Okay, that just got through. And I've got misstep for surgical on draw step. Nothing happens. So we play this, and hey look, I've got a Bazaar of Baghdad which doesn't use the stack. Attack you for 5. It is tapped, that's not ideal, but does it get the 1 mana ability? I don't think it does it? No, it's a copy. Cool. So now you need to wasteland me again to get anywhere. You're at 5. Oh, not 5, you take 5. Okay, that was, yeah, I found that spot interesting at the beginning, but the way it's played out, it may not have been as close as I made it out to be. But if they kept a no Bazaar hand, because that's insane to me. Okay, cool. A wasteland. That's fine. Well, it's not fine, but if neither of us have Bazaar of Baghdad, then I'm currently ahead. And I'm at the point where I may even consider... You see, this game is fucking easy. It's not true, I'm joking. What do we do now? So 2 wastelands and a ley line. I still don't think I like it. Right, so if we play the Bazaar of Baghdad, we come off of Force of Will to play the hollow one. So we're going to wait a turn. So we've got a discard to go alongside this hollow one. And then we can keep the Force of Will, which will keep our hollow ones in play against an opposing vigor. Or there's that, which is even better. 5U. And I did hear once that you wanted to draw Leyline of the Void against me. Heard it could be powerful. So they concede and we win. Yeah, I very much, yeah, cool, your hand was interactive, but I very much don't like keeping non-Bazaar hands. Cool, on to game round 2, see you there. Okay, round 2 on the draw again, up against OKMV. We've got Bazaar on 7, protection for our Bazaar, an easy discard, force blue card trap, and a wasteland. So it sounds like a great opener. It sounds about as good as it can get against a lot of players. Scalding Tarn, no Lurus. Mox Ruby, no Lurus. That's cool. Black Lotus, good grief. Yeah, sure. What's the worst that they can do, eh? What is the worst that they can do to us here? Green mana. Is this like a Minsc and Boo with Flusterstorm behind? Oko, Thief of Crowns. What's 2 green mana doing at the end? I don't know. Really? Is that everything? How annoying, I could have trapped you. I was just expecting, like, you know, a fight back, so that's why I did it the way I did it. And there's just nothing there. Never mind, I've got Bazaar of Baghdad. Let's discard the wasteland, just in case they then give us something to do. I'm now very annoyed about how I played that, but hey, what are you going to do? I just thought there was going to be more. Seek the beast. Lightning bolt and git probe. Over exiled with this dude. They probe me. That's fine. They learn that they can't cast any more spells this turn. Okay. And they miss a land drop. How exciting. So these like mid-range decks are typically not what we want to be up against. We want to be up against the combo style guys. Another Wasteland. Not the coolest draw. So we'll discard Squee, Wasteland, Mindbreak Trap, I guess. And we'll attack you. And I will play a Wasteland here. And then a hollow one. So Tropical Island, I presume, is going to make this guy. Oh, 3 mana. Okay. Okay. Okay goes to 6. This is looking okay at the moment. So this can all change in a moment, but let's have a look with our Bazaar. Let's just discard one of the Bazaars, I think. I think the Noxious is going to have greater text later. And we'll Wasteland the Tropical Island, and we will give them access to the Ruby just a little bit longer. All of our Wasteland's gone, but well, all but one. So that's the Ruby, so we're going to go after it now. I don't feel like I properly clicked that food token. Let's go for the Vigor on the food. They might have Force by now. They've got a Fluster, sure. That's fine. So, what's going on? They make a food token with Oko. I don't think they can play that bolt anymore, is my understanding. They missed another land drop. We get back a Squee. We would like to top deck a Fury. Master of Death, okay. Let's go like this. And then we'll attack the Oko, probably just eating a food token for fun here. And then I imagine that's going to get bolted afterwards. Okay. So Oko down. Do I want to expose this Bazaar? We've discarded a Vengevine, we've got 2 Squees on the go. What would that mean I can do? Nothing. It means I can churn, doesn't it, on end step? It means I can churn through this Mindbreak Trap and go and find something else if I want to. So maybe they're just Oko flooded and that's why they're doing this. Seek the Beast. Strip Mine Beseiju. Wow. Very powerful. So that's the Strip Mine. They're going to Strip Mine the untapped one. I'm going to activate in response. Discarding Trap, Vigor, Revival. So I have gone down a card, but I think we're doing fine. And I think we're doing so fine that we can just let the Bazaars sit for a minute. Force of Vigor. I'd like Strip Mine. I'm not allowed it. That's cool. Strip Mine and Fury are currently on my list of cards to draw. Next turn they're going to have the Beseiju to cast a Questing Druid, and they might be able to do some more after that. So they can't channel the Beseiju. I will just misstep that. Okay, and they misstep back, so that's fine. And then do we want to Vigor afterwards? I don't think so. I think I'm just going to try and pick up a Bazaar of Baghdad. And see if we can put a bunch of pressure on their life total. So I've got a Vengevine in the graveyard, this is going to be a trop. We've got 2 cards in hand after this, so we trop for Questing Druid. And then I will respond to the Questing Druid cast by topping a Bazaar. That gets through. I pick up 2 Squees, and we're going to have a decent go of it here, I think. We draw Bazaar for the turn, that bit we know. Activate Bazaar. Discard. So I'm going down to 3, play a card. So we'll discard these for now. We'll attack for 4. See if they want to double block. They do feel like it. We'll put the Questing Druid in front, just in case they've got some nonsense. Nope, no nonsense available. And now we'll play another Bazaar of Baghdad, and that will be our nice end step activation, which will maintain the negation if we want it. So this is the other Questing Druid. So end step, activate the Bazaar, discarding the 2 cards we draw. Okay, tasty. So that's all 4 Vengevines now, so any double spell turn, it doesn't matter how good their top cards are, or how good their Questing Druid is. It will be killing them if we trigger the Vengevines. So draw step, there's a Vigor. Let's go. I'm just going to get rid of the blue Squee, I think. Yep. Cool. So Blazing comes into play. Hollow One goes onto the stack. We attack with 4 Vengevines. And 1 Blazing. Mismatch triggers, very nice. Okay, so opponent had mana issues. We punted a card in the early game, but that didn't seem to come back to haunt us. So Fury seems cool. Echoing Deeps seems cool. 4 cards to go. Mindbreak Trap's typically not great. Chalice on the draw, unlikely to be good. Maybe we can just do some nonsense like 1 Vigor, 1 Green Lizard, something like that. Seems really bad, but I want my Vigor back. And a blue Squee? No, it's too late. Never mind. Well, we got the Vigor, we got the Force, we got the Bazaar. Got the Dream. Just keep 7, guys. It's so easy. Just keep 7. I say it's so easy. We could still just be dead very quickly. But just keep 7 cards and then go from there. Do we give them access to Flusterstorm? I don't think we want to. I think we just want to bink right now. They did have the Force behind pitching Spell Pierce, and we had the Force behind pitching Master of Death. Vigor that. And the reason I've done it this time is because now when they go like Mox Needle, we can trap it. Land, no plays. So again, I've come off of the engine pieces, but I think that's okay in those spots when they've conceded the game. So they had nothing. We don't need to tell them that we didn't really have much either. They're going to let us know. Negation, Vengevine. So easy discards, and then we, this is one of those games though where they top deck Wasteland and we lose. I don't know. Seems like a premature concession, but we are 2-0. Sweet, it's happened. It's finally happened. Round 3 is here. We're up against this guy. There's just so many letters. We want a die roll though, so that makes a change. Pretty cool. No Bazaar, so unlucky. And a Lurus, okay. This is it. This is what we want to be playing against. In that I found it hard so far. Not that it's a good matchup, but I've been struggling with the matchup, therefore I want to play the matchup more. I am keeping Chalice just because it's good against their baubles. So let's see if they've got anything to say about that. Nothing. Nice. And I'm keeping the Noxious because it's a second Bazaar. All these things which are somewhat obvious. We're going to do green lizards over red lizard because we play Fury. There you go. That's the reasoning. We play Fury and we have a green card in hand. The green card I don't really want to pitch. I don't know if they can actually commit any artifacts to play. But, yes please, I'd love a Vengevine, thank you. And we'll attack. Cool. Over to them. Now we find out if they're on blue-white or blue-black. Seems to be the two flavours at the moment. So, Tundra. Tundra and no Moxen is kind of cool for us. And then... Sure man, I guess we go again. Okay, we'll come off of the Noxious in exchange for a Wasteland and some pressure. Going to plough my Vengevine. Do I care about that? I guess I do. I guess it's nicer to eat resources when we're in like a low resource thing. It did seem to work. We're going to Wasteland this Tundra. Even if they follow up with a Saga, our clock's good. If they follow it up with a Wasteland, our clock is good. So, and with Chalice, Lorien Revealed is a cost, right? Because it means that they don't just have lingering mana with their Moxen. It's actually kind of tough for them to get there. Ponder's probably good. This Chalice could have been a Squee the whole time, but that's less fun. So, 2 cards into the bin, a Bazaar and a Vengevine. And basically what we did with that Force of Will last turn was just try and put ourselves in a position where if we lose our Bazaar of Baghdad, now that we've come off of the Noxious, it just doesn't matter. Well, not that it doesn't matter, but we're in a much better position. I typically don't protect the threats, but you know, this is a new matchup that I've been finding hard to win initially. So, yeah, and we win. Right, let's go and look at some sideboarding then. What have we got? Echoing Deeps is good because they're a Wasteland deck. But like, they're not just a Wasteland deck. Wasteland is a major part of their game plan against us. Caracas is good because Lavinia. I don't mind Fury against something like a Containment Priest. So, Chalice is bad on the draw. Mindbreak Trap is rarely good against them, so we'll just go down to 2. And now it's the big question of what anti-hate we want, how many creatures we want. I think we can just stick to 2 Furies for now. I think I'll drop a Red Lizard and a Force of Vigor. That makes no sense. A Green Lizard and a Force of Vigor. So we'll try and fight the Needle on the way down, and the Lantern on the way down, and then Caracas should beat up on Lurrus and Lavinia. We've got 2 Furies, plus the permission for Containment Priest if we even care about it at that point in time. Because Containment Priest is good against exactly Vengevine, which typically means it's not great, right? If you're bringing in cards for exactly 4 of theirs, it's typically not that insane. We'll Powder. Like, yeah, imagine Containment Priest in this spot. It's not going to do much. We'll keep this. We are pretty exposed to Needle here. But this is the problem with the deck, right? This is one of your big inherent weaknesses as Squee, is that sometimes you draw hands with no interaction, and you need a Bazaar activation or 2 to sculpt it. So if you don't get that, then good night. But bunch of power. Not sure how many needles, not needles, the other one, the church, the tabernacles they have. They went to 6. If you were them, how many tabernacles would you play? Like 2, 1? Ancestral or Recall. Okay. Cool. Okay. So this would be quite the spot to draw like 3 Vengevines in. Just saying, I've got 3 draw steps. Make it happen. Nope, never lucky. So Lizard, Powder. Seems legit. Could have discarded the Squee, but you know. Lorien Revealed gets cycled. Dope. Love that for you. They reveal a Tundra. I'm just going to push these guys into play. Over to you. Oh, I've got to click. If they've got a Tabernacle, they've got a Tabernacle. That must be nice for them. But it's a bauble. And they bauble me. So there are 6 cards in hand. We know one of them's a Tundra. We don't know anything else. We know they've got a Saga in play now. So what we're really hoping for here is to find one of those vigors. I think there's only 2 now, right? Because we exiled 1. Flash Containment Priest, Eat Blazing. That doesn't sound like a bad exchange for us. Lizard, Caracas, Noxious. And I'm going to Echoing Deeps this Caracas now. Sure. Yeah, I'm still going to do that. I don't know why I'm not sure why I'm not just playing Caracas in this spot. Please don't ask me. Look how fun that was. I got a tapped Caracas. Now I can't pay for days. So we didn't find our Vigor. We didn't find our Wasteland. The reason I played this out is just so I can play around Tabernacle at Pendrell Vale a little bit. So, upkeep. Let's attack and see if they make a token. Got another plough? Yeah, cool. Good on you. And then we'll just pass there. We shouldn't have passed. We need to come up with an answer to Needle right now, don't we? Oh, shitting fuck. This was just stupidity rather than anything else. Oh, good God. Right. How do we come back from this then? I've got no more activations. They've got... This was so bad. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? I was thinking I've got a Force of Negation, but they're not casting spells. Yeah, like Force of Negation, Noxious Revival is like a really nice hand for us to go into the next turn with, end step activate, discard some cards, pick up your Squee, carry on with your day sort of thing. But in this spot where they've got a Saga that's about to go off, it's really, really horrific. We needed to go and find an answer for the Saga. And typically you can't play Wastelands at instant speed, which is going to be a real issue for us here. So how do we get out of this spot we've forced ourselves into? I guess by trying to see what happens in game 3. No, we'll play it out. Fury might do work. No. Fury, Hollow 1. I guess Wasteland, I guess. Yeah, that was awful. Don't do that. I apologise for that. That was so bad. Jesus. So... Yeah, no, I really messed this up. So then they get another Saga token, and they get Needle, and then blah 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 blah. And then we lose. What we're hoping for here is we top deck exactly Vigor this turn. That's how we get out of this. Because like typically, this is a really nice hand to pass a turn with. Counter your spell, pick up my Bazaar of Baghdad, yada yada yada. So let's go draw ourselves one of our 2 Force of Vigors in 37 cards. And this is predicated on them not having permission. Okay, matchup was bad, and then we played worse there. So, never mind. Right, give me that vigor back. What do we want to drop? I do kind of like this thing. I think it's cool. It's just trim and negation. They don't seem to be doing too much along that route. I still don't think Chalice is particularly great. Yeah, I think this is cool and not better than Petrified Field. It's roughly where I'm at with it at the moment. But this is the first time I've actually ever played it. I just thought it was something we could try quickly. Yeah, I'm talking of things to try. This time we're going to try and play better. So we'll keep this hand. We've got a Noxious. We might have a Vengevine. We've got some little lizards. We've got a bit of an engine going. So the main reason we're keeping it is Bazaar of Baghdad, just in case. Just in case you're new here but you've watched for 40 minutes or whatever. Man, so annoyed about that last. Just resolve your saga, off you go. Completely put me in the ground. Right, never mind. Onwards, upwards, Vengevine's off the top. Crunch. Sorry, little lizards. But we need pressure. Oh, don't be daft. Oh, cool. Yeah, right. Absolutely fine. That's actually perfect. Because now there's a red card in my graveyard to pick up with Noxious if I want to. Delightful. Delightful work. It's going to take a lot for me to want to pick that thing up. But I like the option. The option's cool. So, Ruby. Delta. Is this going to be a sorcery speed? Plow on the thing? Time walk. Okay. So I guess this is ramping to Lavinia. And they get themselves into a Lavinia game. They're down to 4 cards now, which is pretty cool. Wasteland, sure. Wasteland me. Merchant Scroll. Okay. I probably shouldn't have said okay to that. I probably should have gone in response. We will end step it just in case they've got a sideboard out negations, right? No, we should still end step it though. So we get our Bazaar back, that's cool. Next question. Tundra Death or Bazaar Activation? I think Bazaar Activation is way better because then we can kill a Saga next turn. Or can we? Yeah, so Master, Wasteland. Holding the red card for the Fury. So they're going to start on Ancestral. They go back up to 7 cards. And now what? Yes, please. Yes, please. I'd like some permission at some point. We'll get in for 5. Oh, no, we'll get in for 1. We'll play a strip mine. And then it's over to the opponent. Tundra, 6 cards. We won't give them the mana there, I don't think. Okay. White, blue makes Lavinia. So we'll kill your 2 Moxen. They float a red to cycle a Lorien. Okay. So we are all about them Caracas right now. All about it. But we've got a Bazaar of Baghdad. We've got 2 Squees. Force of Will's a little late. This is all a little late. Yeah, this is all a little late. They've only got 3 cards. One of them's a Tundra, 4 cards, one of them's a Tundra. One of them's a Misty. Down to 6. So I imagine this is just like a pick up Lura's turn, right? Yeah. Right. Caracas. Caracas or Vengevines, really. Either will do. Hollow ones aren't cool. Jesus. So, Squee, Mind Break Trap. This is tough. We just need a little bit of action off the top, just like a tiny bit of help. We can't cast any of our spells at the moment. Wasteland completely ends it. 4 Tundras doesn't. They've got nothing good to cast out their graveyard with their Lurus. Just like a Jet or a Ruby. Alright. Caracas, please. What does that do? What's that? Wasteland, Strip Mine. There's a Saga. Doesn't really do anything, does it? They've only got 2 cards though, so we're not like dying. If I play this as a Saga, what does that do for me? I've got no artifacts, I've got no mana producing lands. If I play it as a Misty, it does nothing, so I just play it as a strip. And then go to end step. Discard a Noxious Revival. Oh, no, I don't have to discard. Duh. And then they attack us, I guess. Can they attack? They might be scared of the cards I've got in my hand. Maybe I was supposed to hold the Echoing Deeps just in case. And that was certainly a spot where it was much worse than Petrified Field, right? Because Petrified Field I'd have an untapped land and it would be a future bazaar. So, much, much worse. They've only got 3 cards. They've not really got any sort of engine going. That's a bazaar, so that's pretty cool. So let's activate this one. Squee, Squee. Powder. Play a bazaar. Activate it. Vengevine. Lizard. Force of Will. Okay. So we'll cast this, we'll discard a hollow one to get back the Vengevine and attack them for 4. And if they've got a plough for this one, they've got a plough for this one. That's cool for them. But at some point, we should be able to find ourselves a relevant creature card. Ooh. No. Well, that's sick for us. They go to 9, but Luris is dead. Graph Digger's Cage. Cool. Fine. Again, another one of like the really, I understand why you play them, but not a big deal against us 8 pieces sort of thing. Prismatic Ending on a green lizard. You got it. And they pass. They may attack, yeah. So 2 cards in hand for the opponent now. We could be actually racing pretty nicely towards this Caracas. We are on 8 actually. I do have them, right? They are in there, yeah. So Squee, Squee. I guess Revivals again. Oh no, Vengevine, he's right there. Draw some cards. Negation, Revival. Negation, Revival, Red Lizard. Oh, they can't come in. Oh, the Vengevines can't come in. There I am saying that Graph Digger's Cage doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything when you don't think. It does do something when you don't think about it, though. Okay, cool. Right. That's fine. We'll play a Wasteland. Over to them. This has been quite the incompetent display, this game. Or this match, I mean. I'm thinking I might chump this turn. Yeah. And I'm going to cycle a hollow one here in their end step. No, I'm not. Wrong land. Wrong land. Okay, we're going to go down to a lower life total. No containment priest is good. Probably just picking up less of the blue nerds this turn, to be honest. Just one turn with a Caracas would be cool. They've already time walked. They've already got infinite mana. So 2 cards in hand for the opponent. I'll pick up 1 red Squee and 1 blue Squee, I think. Yes. No. Yes. Cool. 5 looks at 2 Caracas. There's one. Cool. Now what? Now what do we do? I don't need more bazaars. I don't need these green cards. Right? Yeah. Let's play a Caracas. Bounce a Caracas. Cast a hollow one. Five mana is a force of will. Okay. Cast a hollow one. Trigger some Vengevines. And none of those will come into play. They've got Lavinia and 1 mystery card. At some point we're going to have to count how many threats we have in our deck. Where do we stand on triple Wasteland? I don't think that's good. I think we need to fight the Sagas, which I imagine they're just like slow rolling here. Pissing Needle's probably worth a fight. Lavinia comes into play. Because Lavinia's dead to Caracas anyway. The next question is, how do we deal with the Containment Priest sideboard issue? Seeing as I'm dead to a Containment Priest at the moment. I'm just going to pick up the red ones, I think. So 1, 2, 3. No, thank you. 4. 4 lizards have gone. Is that right? Don't cut any. 1. So there's 5 of 8. So 3 lizards to go. No, I don't want a Master of Death. Sorry, I'm just thinking of how we convert this into a victory. That looks like a decent way. So that's gone. We slay for 4. Crunch. We'll activate Bazaar. And discard Squee, Lizard. We'll just dump the Lizard into play. In case they've got that Containment Priest. We don't need anything else, right? No, cool. These Furies ended up not doing anything. I wasn't expecting the Lurrus trade earlier on, that's why. Urza Saga gets wastelanded. And then they've conceded. Okay, so despite my opponent's best efforts, despite my best efforts, we did come out victorious. Yeah, I apologise to all of you who sat through that. But we did win. The Krakuses were quite deep in our deck. Yeah, I don't really know what to say. I played poorly and won. Okay, round 4. Another Lurrus opponent, Cigarettes After Shrek. We're going to keep our 7-card hand because that's what we do. We're on the draw. We've got a Fury though, which is kind of cool. As long as they don't have a turn, like turn 1 Lavinia, I think we lose, right? Just it's over. I can't cast a Lavinia. Ah, so blue and black version. Cool. So the other sort of Lurrus deck this time. There's a Saga. Picks up Lurrus. Fine. Lotus Petal. We'll play Bazaar and give it the old activation. So Squee, Lizard. The reason we can do this is because Squee's going to come back and fuel our Fury later. And then next turn they're going to play Lurrus. We don't have a response to that. Are they going to play Lurrus actually? They've got a Saga on too. They may not want to. Preordain. Yes, that's fine. They may be more interested in looking like they're going to Saga us and actually bowmanning 2 of our guys. Oh, Grixis. Okay, cool. So we'll activate Bazaar. Negation, Powder, Squee, I guess. And then we'll attack them for 4. I'm not expecting a chump block in this spot. I will play the next Bazaar of Baghdad, and I won't activate it because my hand looks reasonable. It's just a matter of timing here on this Vigor. I guess upkeep it has to be. Because if I let them needle me or crypt me, then that's annoying. 1 card to Lurrus. Get flustered and die. Seems like a good play. Force of Will I can try and fight though. So that's neat. Do they have Pierce or Fluster behind? No, they'd have another token. That's fine. Force pitching. Dress down. Okay. 1 card in hand is Lurrus. We can clean that up in a minute if we need to. With Fury. They might have a Bowmaster. Does that affect anything? Not really. We'll activate, see if we can get a bowman to bite. Yes, cool. Good. Okay. So that's going to eat our 2 tokens. Squee, Vengevine, Squee. Now we'll pass the turn. They're holding Lurus, we know about that. And next time it's going to be... Next turn it's going to be double Fury and Vengevines come in. Sounds cool to me. Okay. That looks less cool. What's this going to be, like a Lotus or Saga? What do they have that they can vamp for that's really that good in this spot? Needle? Lotus? Lotus, Lurus, Lotus. Sure, you've already had... Yeah man, now you're empty-handed. Cool. Looks like it lines up pretty well, if you ask me. 2 Squees come back. This is only on your turn, right? Yeah, I just don't care, I don't think. So we've got to kill the Bowmaster and one of the tokens. This is only on your turn, right? Once on each of your turns, yes. I know I just asked myself that question, but I don't think I really took in the answer. So yeah, we'll say done to that. And now we'll Fury the Lurus away. Bring back a Vengevine. And then their token can trade with the Vengevine, that's fine, I don't mind. I am going to attack with all of the creatures, or both of the creatures it is. So they've got 0 cards in hand, 0 threats in play, and they're dying to a hollow one. On their upkeep, we're going to just churn these bazaars. Doing it upkeep so they can't bowman me. And the reason we're churning is because we can like hit lizards and hit Vengevines and stuff like this. No plays. Do I want to do it again? Do I want to attack first? Or do I just only ever want to attack ever again? That's all I want to do. Possibly that. No point in getting burned. Over to the opponent, I think, and I'll make them come up with an answer. And they've conceded. Okay. Grixis is interesting. I wonder what that means. Give me my Furies. So, same as before, I think. Oh, Caracas isn't good. Sorry. What the fuck is going on? Why is Modo just gone? Is my battery dead? What's... Put the cards in my sideboard and stop making them quite so aggressively large, please. Good lord. Right, 2 Furies, 2 Echoing Deeps. Do we like Surgical in this matchup? Not massively. Chalice is bad. Mindbreak doesn't really do a lot. I think a Lizard and a Squee of some variety can go for a minute. Caracas doesn't do as much because they don't have Lavinia. Fury does more because we can always cast it. So that's the difference between the other matchup and this one. This hand looks like it could get tabernacled really hard. And I'm absolutely here for it. Absolutely. Yep. Delta, Volk, Ruby. Cool, so like a big red hand. Merchant Scroll. Okay, like... It's going to be like proper affinity. It's going to be sick. Lotus as well? No, nothing. Cool. Tell me about your Tabernacle, sir, because I've got so many cards. Lizard, Vengevine. Right then, do we go for it? I think we have to, right? Because if they've got a Wasteland hand, it's horrific. Yes, please. We'll attack. Obviously holding the... Maybe just one? Yeah, one hollow one. There you go. So now if they don't Tabernacle us, we've got loads of creatures. If they do Tabernacle us, we've got a way to bring back a Fury. Or bring back a Vengevine. That's the idea. Force your Ancestral. Urza's Saga. What the fuck was that? Okay, another reason. Another reason emerges. Force of Will. Now we can do better. That's what I mean. So we'll 6 them now. That puts them to 9. We'll play our Wasteland. We'll cast our Hollow one. I think we just play around Tabernacle most of all, right? They can have their thing. We're going to Wasteland that before it happens anyway. Before it goes off and they needle us. But sure, another Saga's fine. So we attack them, they make a token, they take 7. If we draw a red card, we can just Wasteland them and win on the spot. Is indeed not a red land. So let's just slay. And then we'll have Wasteland again due to this card here that I'm currently playing, Echoing Deeps. So imagine that blocks the Vengevine. Yep. Big trades. They go to 1. Wasteland your Urza's Saga. Play an Echoing Deeps as a copy of Wasteland. You'll go. So they don't have anything. We win. More power. So that round, I think I played better than the round before. Many pressures, the power of Fury. We read the Bowman turn fairly well and were lucky to draw the second Fury so that we had that pass the turn and Wrath your board whilst reanimating. And this game was just one of those games where we played, you know, plenty of power. So I'll see you for the final round in a moment. Okay, 5th and final round. We're up against Kuitlahak. And we've won. Have we mulliganed today? I don't know. We'll keep. As we discard 2 green lizards, unless they give us a reason for it to be something else. Nope. So, yeah. Oh no. I've got to discard more. Okay. All the lizards, I guess. Yeah, all the lizards. We can draw to more green. Cast. 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 And Hollow One. Okay, Force of Will on the Hollow One. Pitching Spell Pierce. No Lurus revealed though, so that's interesting. So this Fury's unlikely to be live, I guess. Although maybe it's just like a... I don't know what that means, actually. I've got no idea. Spell Pierce, no Lurus. That's interesting. I know like your counterpart spells don't make a difference, but I guess it's just the Oath matchup, right? It's for the Oath matchup. We get Wastelanded. Everyone was very sad. Yeah, actually, I was very sad. That's really annoying. So, now what? I guess we attack for 3. That's probably a good draw. We'll slow roll the Wasteland. They don't have main deck Tabernacle. Three a turn. A little tiny bit of interaction. Tropical Island. And go. I'm just sending that trop to the Shadow Realm, I'm afraid. Like, it looks like Oath of Druids with some Wastelands in it. I don't know how many they usually play. That's a fantastic draw. So Wasteland your Tropical. Get him for 3. They're at 5 cards, but life total falling slowly. This is like proper Delver. No one does anything. Ever. So next land is a Flooded Strand. You've got to imagine that's off the top, right? Otherwise they just don't ever play the trop. We'll attack first. Could still be like a Beans style Ethereal Forager thing. That would be annoying. Because that's much bigger than what I've got going on. Yeah, between that at the moment, like Oath, Bug, a Bean deck. Tundra, yeah, so more likely Beans than anything else. How much is the Forager? 6 mana, so they can do that this turn. 6 managers. Alright, 6 mana. So they can do that this turn if they want to just get a blocker into play. This could also be just a Lavinia, right? Blue-green. Tarmogoyf. Wow. That's thick. So it's like Bug, but with Tundra in it. Is it worth it? I guess it has to be, right? I'm not doing anything else. I may as well go and die to a Force of Will. Oh, fuck, it's gonna... Oh, no, it's not gonna get bigger. Cool. Do you have permission? They do. Okay, that's a real problem. We are going to start losing now. These are both negations. I can't pay blue, blue and 1. Okay. Opponent's at 6. If we'd drawn a force of will, this game might have been a bit different. But no attacks. A little check to see if we're F6'd here. SqueeVine. Let's go to no possible plays so it starts to look like we're F6'd. And play that game back. Oh, noxious. Nice. Pretty into that, pretty into that. So what would we be running into? We'd be running into a hull breach, wouldn't we? That would be the whole joke there. Strip mine. Okay. That's just fucking annoying, really. So we'll wait on this noxious then, I guess. Until I've got something better to do. Okay. Now I've got something better to do. And what I mean by something better to do is I've got 2 shots at the bazaar. Tarmogoyf comes in. And Lavinia comes down. What a horrible, horrible card. So, Noxious Revival targets Bazaar of Baghdad. Alright, do I want to target something else? So I could pick up a hollow one, I could pick up a lizard. I wanted to do it in the other order really, but... Okay, you've got Lavinia. Jeez. I had this Bazaar on check for a while. So, this is spin to 2 creatures, exactly. Seems like a waste, but cool. So we'll concede here because we're not getting anywhere. Like, Bant, Bug, cool. Okay, so what do we do? What do we do? Caracas is required. Echoing Deeps is required. Fury looks reasonable. Snapback looks reasonable. Chalice, usually bad in these matchups. Mindbreak Trap, usually bad in these matchups. Maybe 2 Furies, 2 Snapbacks is the way to split it. That means I need 2 more cuts, which could be something like a lizard of some description. And I don't want to drop a Squee, a blue Squee. Like this, maybe. So that would be the swaps. That takes us to 60. So then I've got like more Bazaar of Baghdad's an answer to Luania. A little bit more against a Tarmogoyf getting in the way and gaining a big tempo advantage. I think that's going to be the play. I think that's going to be it, yeah. So they could have ley lines, there could be needles, there could be containment priests. We have to powder, unfortunately. Now we get to keep. Nice. So we'll keep this. Do they have a ley line? No. Okay. So we'll play Bazaar. And we will give it the old spin. We'll discard Vengevine, Squee, and Echoing Deeps. And we'll pass the opponents. We've got a green card to go with our Vigor. We've got a Wasteland to go onto a Saga or something. And then some other things. So Tropical Island into some sort of cantrip, just a preordain, absolutely fine. How much do we want to play around the Tabernacle at Pendrell Vale if we do reanimate this turn? Could also be on like Endurance as well, I guess. That would be another thing they'd have available to them. In the card pool, I mean. So I get back my Squee, which is a pretty big game. Noxious Revival. So what do we do? Squee seems like an easy discard, and after that I've got no idea. Squee, Lizard Bazaar, Squee Lizard Vigor, Squee Lizard Revival, Squee Lizard Force. Got 7 cards in hand. So I'd be down to 6, and then if I activate again, I'd be down to 5 cards in hand. Maybe one Vengevine in play. Squee, Lizard, Noxious. Big Paws. Cast a Lizard. Mental Misstep, yeah, right, cool. I'm just going to spin again, looking for some creatures. Never lucky. Cool, so this one, this one, this one. And it's over to them. We've got 2 Squees, we've got 2 Bazaars. That's what the positives are. Beseiju. Is this just a Goyf? Grafdigger's Cage, okay. Do I bink that now? Another Caracas. Holy moly, that's a lot of Caracas. Okay, that's fine. We'll play a Wasteland. We will drop you. Or Wasteland your trop. And we'll do this for a while, I think. This sort of thing. Scalding Tarn. We get back a Bazaar. Oh no, not a Bazaar. 2 lizards. Sorry. Well, what are these? These aren't lizards. These are Squees. Fuck, talking's hard. We'll pick up 2 Squees. And draw a hollow one. I'll activate Bazaar. Discard Squee. Vigor. Play a Wasteland. Post combat, we'll play a hollow one. I know I took a few out, but we have been piss poor at drawing blue cards. I take out total 2. Right, three traps and 1 master plus 2 snaps. Opponent's on 6 cards and slow playing it. Good on him. Pretty into just wastelanding your Pasagi here, I think. Yep. Activate Bazaar. There we go, there's some blue cards. Discard some Squeeze. Attack for some damage. Not fighting. If they plow me, they plow me. They're on 6 cards in hand. That's a Caracas. Rolling out the Caracas, yes, it exposes it to Wasteland, but it also plays around the Tabernacle. So white mana probably means we're getting plowed, which is fine. Okay. Mox Sapphire is fine. Remember, there's no traps in my deck at this point. Blue. So this is going to be the whatchamacallit, the big whale thing, or is it just going to be like a dig through time? It's an ethereal forager, which we will fight over. Okay, that got through. I'm going to Vigor, pitching Vigor. Bink. And they've conceded the game. Cool. So that was slow and dirtily and ultimately successful. So how much blue is this? 8, 10, 11, 13. So let's drop one of these dudes, bring in one of these guys. The Vigors aren't like good, except for the spots in which they allow you to play the game. Like, you're under a needle, you're under a ley line. Right, that's why we need to be on max Vigors, otherwise ideally I'd cut them completely. Like, I liked it when it was just, like, a while back now, maybe 9 months ago or whatever. Basically, when it was like literally just, I think Unlucky Monkey playing Jess Guy. They were just on Tormod's Crypt post board, Jess Guy Luris, and it was just so cool because he was like, cool. And this was before the lore revealed, before they were playing sagas, and it was just like sweet. So like all my figures go, and I'm just maximum blue. It was amazing. Anywho, I'm not going to take it for sure that they've dropped Tarmogoyf. I think I'm happy with where we're at. I'll just swap that blue card to increase that blue count. Makes my Fury count a bit worse, but yeah. You see, these are where I keep my figures. Mulligan. Bizarre depths, bit of permission, some easy discards, very nice. Depths, no deeps. You may have it enter the battlefield tapped as a copy of any land card in the graveyard. You may. You don't have to. Which is cool actually, right? Because it's going to keep us sane. So what should we drop? I guess a negation can go. Which is cool because then you can just like play around Tabernacle when you're on a low resource, one hollow, one Vengine sort of game. You can just play this untapped. I think it is worse than Petrified Field if you're interested in Petrified Fields. But do I want to fight that? Doesn't look particularly good, but I guess if I trade it, it's going to get a bunch out of their hand. And then we'll have cards available for fights that matter. I also am on a bit of a Vengevine draw here. Not necessarily, but yeah, they fought back. Okay, fought back with a Lavinia. Holy shit. Does that mean they've got 2 Lavinias? So they can't go around pitching their Lavinia like that, can they? Can they really? It doesn't seem right. Vengevine, Deeps. Noxious. I've got a Bazaar. Pitching Lavinia. Wow. I might still lose this game, but that's given me some hope. No, they've got a second one. Boo. Chop. That's a Tarmogoyf. It's not a Lavinia. Oh, it's a Besagi. Holy fuck. Cool. Yeah, fine. Fine, bro. I've got another one. Bye, Fury. You were cool. You were cool and we loved you. They've got 1 card in hand. If it's a Tabernacle, then they win. If it's not a Tabernacle, then we have plays. If it's Lavinia, then lol. Island. Nothing. Okay. Let's play a Caracas and attack for 5. Damage got through. Opponent's got 1 card in hand. Going up to 2 on their turn. Continues to take no game actions. So here we're going to attack for 5 and then Wasteland the Tundra. I think the Tundra. Because the Tundra is like the plows, right? As well as the Tarmogoyf, as well as the Lavinia. I know that I've got the Lavinia in check, but I feel like I'm more scared. Hang on. 1, 2, 3. So 3, 4. Let's kill your Tundra. Okay. So I put some on Tarmogoyf outs. But Tarmogoyf, if I can count, is a 3-4. If I can't count, is bigger than that and I lose. Holy shit. It does come down to that fight at the beginning though that I just randomly took for no reason. Not no reason, but like just I took a fight that I wasn't too worried about just to see if they would get some cards out of their hand. And it got a card I can't beat particularly easily out of their hand. Let's go and see if we can find ourselves a wasteland here to lock it up. We can't. We'll just hold on to a force of will, I guess. Note, in this spot, I wouldn't have done that if they had another land in play, because that could have represented a whole breacher. Green and blue, they found the Tarmogoyf. It continues to be a 3-4. So it is chump blocking, so we won't be putting anything on the stack, including a Bizarre activation, before combat. Especially not now. They have to chump block. Can you make it bigger? No. Let's activate the Bizarre. Yep. So now this will be lethal through another Tarmogoyf. Should have discarded Vengevine. Let's be completely honest with ourselves. We should have discarded the Vengevine and not the powder. But they've conceded. That's a match. What's really cool here is we did beat 3 decks I didn't like playing against. We beat blue-white Lurrus, we beat blue-black Lurrus, well, Grixis Lurrus, and then we beat just generic Lavinia with Wasteland and Bosages, right? That's not fun for us to be up against. I think that trophy match at the end, that trophy game 3, came down completely to picking that fight, which might be something I need to reevaluate, because usually I see Cage and I go, yeah, bro, you've absolutely got it. But no, maybe I need to reevaluate that, because if people are protecting their cages, we might have something there. But I don't think they should be protecting their cages because it's so weak against us. Here we have a trophy. Look at it, it's pretty. It's got like little shiny bits. Yeah, Echoing Deeps. It did some stuff in that league, didn't it? What did we copy? We copied a Wasteland. We copied a Bizarre. That's all very cool. I still think Petrified Field is better. It's untapped, which allows you to play like through a daze occasionally. It can be activated in response as like a counter spell to a surgical, like in the mirror match, right? It's really good. It was nice that this didn't use a stack, but to copy. Other spots, I think I'd be more liberal with my Echoing Deeps usages than I would be sacrificing a Petrified Field. So maybe that's like a perk in its favour, because I'd be happy to punt off a land drop with it to like copy a Caracas, copy a Wasteland, than I would be with a Petrified Field, right? I would have to be right up against it to be picking up either of those cards. So yeah, all in all, very good. I will get this in a thing and going. See you soon. Bye.